Do you still want to work for the federal government? Really? Do you? Think about it. Can you handle this? Do you really? Of course you do. Let's get that job. Put your boots on. Come on. Of course, I'm going to tell you why. Because the president loves me. He loves him some Lisa. He said so himself. He said to protect the federal workforce and individuals interacting with the federal workforce, and to ensure the continuity of government services and activities on duty or on site, federal employees on site, federal contractors, and other individuals in federal buildings and on federal lands should all wear masks and maintain social distance and adhere to other public health measures as provided in the CDC guidelines. Now, you only protect someone you care about, and he cares for me. That's why. Today's workplace is more flexible than ever, unfortunately, due to COVID. Telework was once an anomaly to find an employer that was willing to give you that kind of autonomy. But it's becoming more and more a commonplace to provide as an incentive for a flexible work schedule. A flexible work schedule allows an employee to have a level of autonomy to create their own schedules and to find work-life balance. As difficult as that may be, as that can for me. So today, I'm off work. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Yes, today I'm off work. Hey, I'm spending it with you. I've had off every Friday for the past 10 years, more than 10 years. I work a 40-hour work week. My work week is comprised of 4 10-hour days. And while I know I began this video talking about telework, here is the hack. With the federal government, you have the opportunity to have both. I have 4 10-hour work days on a regular schedule, and I have Friday off as my RDO, regular day off. Now, you have to admit, that's sweet. Within the work week, I even, prior to COVID, have 1 day to telework. My day of choice is Thursday. As I said, my regular RDO is Friday. That's icing on the cake. This is the hack. Would I not have selected on my USA job application that I would work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any day of the week, any time of the week, I would not have had this opportunity. Because what I'm essentially working, I start at 7:30 in the morning and I'm off at, why does it slip my mind? 10 years. And I'm off at 6 p.m. Now, for you military folks, that's 0730 to 1800. Those are my 10 hours. But because I was able to select any time of day or night, it allowed me to start, because as a federal worker, depending on who you work with, I can start any time between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So that gives me a great deal of flexibility in terms of choosing my work hours. I can go in a little bit earlier and get off a little bit later. But would I have thought myself so rigid? Would I have thought myself into a box? I would not have selected. I would have been like, no, I want the banker's hours. I need to be able to go into work at 9 and get off at a reasonable time, which would be 5. But when I started seeing the guys in my workshop, that were living in shelters, I make no light of the fact that they were living in shelters. But when you're living in a circumstance such as that of total desperation or such anxiety with regards to your security, you're willing to do much of anything. So what they did with their time request was they said anytime, day or night. Here I am, Sam, I'm willing to work anytime, day or night. And I did the same thing, because after so long seeing them being successful for getting picked up for work, and then having conversations with them thereafter about the flexibility that the work provided them to, didn't take long for me to get a clue. So there's your hack. Be willing to work anytime, day or night. Now you might say, But Lisa, I have children.
Or, but Lisa, I have children.
Well, so did I. I had young children at the time too. But when I was looking for an opportunity, again, to get my foot in the door, I had to up my game and get my foot in the door and be a little bit more aggressive. Hey, neighbor. Hey, auntie. Hey, mom. Thank goodness for the network of people, the community that you've built around you, whether it be family or friends. You call on them to say, can you help me out while I'm in this tight spot, while I'm making a transition? And that's exactly what I did. And the rewards are mine, because it's now 10 years later. Those kids are gone. And I have Fridays off to spend with you. But I digress, but not really. Let me give you the lessons here. Take a look and see what opm.gov says about AWS programs. AWS programs have the potential to enable managers and supervisors to meet their program goals, while at the same time allowing employees to be more flexible in scheduling their activities. As employees gain greater control over their time, they can, for example, balance work and family responsibilities more easily, become involved in volunteer activities, and take advantage of educational opportunities. The employee benefits provided by AWS programs also are useful recruitment and retention tools. Let me tell you, working from home has definitely been more productive for me, professionally and personally. The office can be distracting because it requires relationship building. Yes, relationship building. Relationships are what drives projects, collaboration, and teamwork. Effectively building relationship is what gels an office together. Digging in the foxhole and standing in it with your enemy is of no benefit to anyone. But digging in with a foxhole with somebody that you're familiar with and can at least say you have a relationship with is the best experience of all. Simply because you know that you're in there with someone who has the same goal, to be safe. In a workplace, you want to make sure that your efforts are respected, your talents are regarded, and your resources are best utilized. So, being in a relationship at work is to your advantage, but there are all drawbacks also. You'll have to manage for yourself the pros and cons. But the ability for me to have my current work schedule, which, as I said, I had for 10 years, was the catalyst from which I've been able to multiply my personal financial wealth. Instead of working for someone else on Fridays or bogging myself down in many errands as we all begin to create, I actually went and volunteered back at my old employer, the one whom I last left, the Department of Labor and Industry. I started giving the very workshops that I'm giving to you now, and the very Veterans Walk-In Center that I'm giving to you now. I started providing those on Fridays. Yes, I did. Thank you very much. I did it because that's where my true passion was. My passion was working with people, whether they be veterans or displaced workers or the disabled, and like I said, or veterans like myself. So on Fridays, that's what I did. Well, after some time, I cut those classes down to Mondays. I became more efficient at them. I brought people in, and we acted as a community as I'm trying to build here as well. So what did I do? Sleep in? No, I didn't. My brother and I came together and we started real estate investing. Now, I'm not talking about the glamorous kind where I could walk around with a camera and show you all the various decor and style. No, that's just not me. I'm a boots on kind of girl. What we did is we began flipping properties. And Friday was an excellent day for me to begin to start hands-on for myself, carrying, sanding, cutting, drywall in the nastiest of places. But if it were not for that available additional day and the extra income that I was bringing in comparison from my old job to my new job, which will be a whole nother video, a whole nother series of benefits. We're just focusing on the time management aspect. So the hack that I'm telling you, most important for this particular video, is open yourself up in terms of the work schedule that you're willing to accept. There's balance out there, and you have to be able to apply yourself for it. So when you have that opportunity to interview for that particular job, ask them, what kind of work schedule do you have there? As I've said before, don't you be the first to say no. Let them tell you no. Make yourself available for any time, Sam I am, green eggs and ham, day or night. That's your hack. That's your tip. Now, where did I put my mask? Oh, Mr. President.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate it. You know, that's some love right there. Thank you so much. Spread the love, not COVID.
Hold up, hold up, hold up. I don't even need the mask. You are perfectly fine where you are. We're socially distancing now. But please hit the like button. Also subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you never miss one of my videos. I'm going to be coming out with a lot of stuff. So please share it to your veterans, to civilians, to friends, to disabled, anybody and everyone. I'm here. I'm trying. I'm doing the best that I can for you. Thank you so much. Easy Federal Resume. With your boots on.